Now that we have the basket bottom completed, we are going to turn the basket and we're going to bend the stakes upward like this. This is called upstaking. Now with this paper fiber, it's pretty easy just to bend up like this. If you were using a plant material, once you had soaked it in water, it would be pliable and you'd be able to do the same thing, bending it upward without cracking. So once you've completed upstaking, your basket will then have more of a direction so that when you're an angle, so that when you're weaving, it'll start to go up into a nice bowl shape. So now we would just carry on under and over all the way around. And this, just as we weave, because the stakes are pointed upwards, give it a little tug, they'll start to have sidewalls. It takes a couple rounds to get started. And then untangle your weaver. And continue, make sure to twist the material if it becomes untwisted as you weave. And this is where you'll notice, depending on how tightly you pull your weaver as you go around, will determine the shape of your basket. If you pull more tightly, you're going to have straighter edges. If you pull more gradually, you're going to have more of a gradual out angled side. And as you weave, put your fingers in between and try and keep an even space going on here for the look of the basket. And you can see it's coming along nicely. And keep going. Continue weaving around, and when you come to the end of your weaver, just keep weaving and just end behind a stake. And now your weaving should be about 4 inches wide by about 2 inches tall or so, depending on the shape you have made. Next, we're going to fold the stakes out and in. So if you have a weaver on the front of the stake, you're going to fold it out gently. And if you have a weaver on the inside of the stake, you're going to fold it in. And do this all the way around. And now you're going to, because these are going to be enclosed in the rim binding of the basket, we're going to need to clip them to about 1/2 inch because that's going to be the width of the binding that gets put on top. So you can use this as a guide if that helps you get an eye for where to clip it. Basically, you just want it to be clipped enough so that when you cover it with the binding, it'll be enclosed. Okay. I realized that I was looking at this, wondering which way to fold it. Either way would be fine, but I decided that because this was on the inside, I'm gonna fold it, instead of out this way, I'm gonna fold it in this way. And because there's an odd number of stakes, there's gonna be 2 in the same direction. So it's fine, it's gonna be enclosed. Taking a narrow piece of fiber rush, insert that beneath 3 rounds of weaving, and then take rim binding like this, and one on the inside. Just like starting the basket, ending the basket often is the most difficult part. So you just have to have patience and it will all come together. So we've made a sandwich like this on the top. Take the clip and hold that in place. And then we're going to sew with this piece, finding the end. We're going to come around, holding everything together. 1, 2, 3, about count down. Pull that apart and stick through like this. And carefully pull. Arrange everything. Make sure it's twisted nicely. And be careful not to pull too far because it's hard because it's not exactly wedged in place yet. So just get it nicely secure. And then do the same thing. Find the opening with your finger. Insert from the back. And gently pull. And you can see we're stitching everything together. Stick through, pull gently. Twist. Stick through. Just make sure that these are pointed down. And that. I'm twisting this because I want it to look nice and twisted on the outer edge. And as you come back around, you can unclip the clip and reclip it with these ends going in the same direction, joining in there. And then we're almost done. We're going to be clipping the excess. Just get it there for now. Oops. Move it further over, out of our way. You can remove the clip now. And we're back to where we're started from. Now we're going to clip the excess splint on the outside and the inside. Give it a nice pull. And then we're going to make a nice X by going in the opposite direction and coming out in the same spot right there, see? And making an X. Coming out over here. Coming out on this side. And it's all right if you come underneath one row or another row on different, as long as you're catching enough of the rows to hold it securely. Okay, it's not there. Having some trouble finding it. All right, got it. Wait, I did something wrong. Ha. What did I do? There's X, there's X. Okay, that's what I did. Because this one was so little, I skipped it. Because this is one of those steaks that we had cut to make an odd number of steaks. There, come right there. Now we've got the X, because what we want is an X on each steak. sometimes basketry, you just have to slow down, figure out what you're doing. Often have to undo, start over, and that's okay. It's part of the process of learning. All right, we are back at the beginning, and so what we can do is, depending on, there's different ways you could end. We could end by simply going down. I think we'll just do that. Pulling straight down like that. Oops. Do a twist. There. And then we can just clip it off. And then you can shape your basket a little bit. It's flexible. And we have made a beginner wicker basket. Admire your new basket.